Though this week's Torah portion, Lech-Lecha, discusses the call from God to Abraham to leave his homeland and go to the land of Canaan, which becomes the land of Israel, to be a father of a great nation, I want to focus on a small part of the portion which often goes unnoticed. In chapter 14 of Genesis, we find out that in the Dead Sea Valley, there are 9 kings who go to war against each other, 4 against 5. And it so happens that in that valley, Abraham's nephew, Lot, had already settled with his property. And Lot, in the process of that war, is taken captive. We are told in chapter 14 that Abraham hears about his nephew being a prisoner of war, and he goes after him with a force of 318 men. So the rabbis focus quickly on that detail, 318. Why is the Torah so specific about that number? It could have simply said that Abraham took a lot of men with him in order to save Lot. What's the significance of the number 318? So then we learn about an interesting method of interpretation of the Torah. We understand that the Torah is meant to be a religious book, and as such, one can use a variety of religious tools in order to understand messages, religious teachings from the Bible. If we understand the Torah not to be a historical record, we then don't need to use scientific academic methods to interpret the Torah. We can use interesting religious methods. One such method is understanding that every Hebrew letter has a numerical equivalent. And then when we see an unusual word in the Torah, one can add up the letters of the word and see if it equals another word that adds up to the same value. So for example, the number 318 happens to add up to the letters in Abraham's chief servant's name. His name is Eliezer. We'll meet Eliezer again in a couple of weeks in that portion. So the rabbis, adding up Eliezer to 318, say that the Torah is teaching that Abraham didn't go with a great force. He went with just his servant Eliezer, to highlight how miraculous that was, that Abraham on his own with his chief servant is able to save his nephew Lot. A powerful message about the significance of Abraham as a person. Shabbat Shalom.